Hello, welcome to my blog, Creative Makings. My name's Claire Newcomb and I am on the design team for Creative Expressions. Today I'll be using the Cosmic Shimmer Pixie powders, a clear stamp set for the stitched speech bubbles. I'll be using the Just Right stitched A2 banners and rectangles dies. And I'll be creating the card in this style. Okay, to start with I'll show you how we use the pixie powders. So take yourself a piece of cardstock. It doesn't have to be watercolour card, even though you'll be spritzing the powders with water. Take your pixie powder bottle. Try not to squeeze the bottle because the powders will go everywhere. All you need to do is just gently tip the bottle upside down and just tap gently. So you can see the powders falling onto the cardstock there. You can mix colours, you can use a couple of colours at a time. Today I'll just be using just the one. I'm using the golden mint. So sprinkle the powders on there. If you've got quite large clumps of the powder, disperse them a little bit with your finger. Then we take a spritzer spray, just full of just water, and from a distance we just spritz the page. And you can see there the inks and the powders are activated. This particular powder has got spots of lime green, yellow, even turquoise blue in there, as well as the mica that you'll find in every single one of the pixie powder line. As the water dries and the pigments settle on the paper, that mica really comes up to the forefront and it really gives a lovely glimmer. Now obviously I need to let that dry, so I've prepared a piece earlier on that I'm going to use now. Okay, so I've already prepared a piece and die cut it with one of the banner dies from Just Right. Obviously I made sure it's properly dry before I ran it through my die cutting machine. Hopefully you can pick up the sheen that as the mica has now dried. I then, once it was die cut, I then ran it through the die cutting machine again, and I put one of the Creative Expressions mini masks on, and I actually embossed this piece. So you can see there, we just run it through, and if you check your die cutting machine for the particular plates that you need, you don't always have to use the masks to ink through them. You can actually use them to emboss. I already have a card blank. I've cut out from some linen cardstock one of the rectangles, the stitched rectangles from Just Right. The advantage actually of running your pixie powder sheet through the die cutting machine is that you will actually flatten it out, because as you can see as the paper dries, because you had to spray with water. It does actually put some curl onto the paper. That does flatten out itself eventually also as it dries. But the die cutting machine obviously corrects that a bit quicker for you. Okay, I'm going to add some colour around the outside of the card. I'm using a distress ink today because the ink is a good match with the golden mint pixie powder. So I'm using twisted citron, I'm just blending that with a sponge around the edge of the card. I don't need to do the central area of the card because that will be covered by my mats and layers. So I'll put this to one side and take the piece, just give that a quick dry so I can stamp on this. Pop that bit of moisture there. Okay, this will be ready for me to stamp onto now. So from my clear stamp set, the stitched speech bubbles, I'm going to take one of the speech bubbles and one of the sentiments there. I'm going to use a black archival ink. Then I should take the sentiments . Okay, I'm going to mount this onto the card with 3D foam stamps, foam pads, sorry. I'll add some dimension. There we have a simple, straightforward card using pixie powders, stamps and the masking stencils from Creative Expressions. Thank you for joining me today. Hope to see you again soon. If you'd like more information on the projects that I've created, please visit my blog www.creativemakings.co.uk.